Once again, we picked the wrong agency. 0 for 5. But it's the agency that the people online seem to prefer in the poll. When the client said in the why they lost, they said the creative beat the strategy. They said ad store had the strategy, but they weren't impressed with the creative. The client even liked the little hokey, get a telephone call in the middle of the presentation, and they fell for this over-dramatized presentation as opposed to solid strategy.
But the creative can change. You have to look at what the strategy is. Is it's answering and solving the problems that are inherent in the brand right now. And I think the ad store was on point with solving those problems.
We've seen that your theatrics in the pitch are gonna, that's the thing that's gonna win you the business potentially. And so a huge component of selling yourself, selling your business, selling whatever it is you're trying to sell is explaining to them the value of the approach that you're taking or the value of the strategy.
They didn't really talk about it very much, but that tagline of Think Again had a lot of potential with its relationship to Italian Renaissance and things like that, sort of talking about enlightenment and people actually being educated and sophisticated. I mean, that was sort of a deep reference and maybe one that wouldn't be developed in a single print ad, but I certainly would have liked to have seen more about that.
Women Just Know is totally cleaned out any men wanting to drink this stuff ever.
The ad store has had prior experience working with, another liquor. It was Mike's Hard Lemonade. I think that we see this over and over again, this kind of short-sightedness of the client not recognizing the agency that best understands the brand that they are, trying to solve problems for. I think that the ad store immediately recognized some of the problems of the way that Frangelico is perceived by people just by having the balls to say, your bottle looks like Mrs. Butterworth.
If you'd asked any of us before watching this episode what would come out of that bottle, all of us would have thought it was a brown, thick syrup. And I would be so grateful for an agency coming to me and telling me that flat out, this is what the problem is.
But they took advantage of that heritage and incorporated it into the story that was being told, which I think was the strongest element of their campaign, was that they were telling a story, which the other one told no story whatsoever. From
Campari, they said that the ad store's creative fell short. I would like that defined in terms of what that means, because that is sort of a really quick way to just dismiss it without really giving a reason or what that means.
One of the things that I thought was kind of interesting was the fact that the whole dynamic of the show was, on Kovel Fuller's side, they had this new girl, and she was a damsel in distress, and this was her moment. She wasn't sure if she could do it, which was kind of interesting considering the whole ad was, Frangelico's ad campaign was supposed to be about women.
Frangelico was looking to target the 25 to 44-year-old market. That is a huge difference in age.
Current research says over and over that, the younger generations don't have this brand allegiance, and that trying to pick them up, 18 to 24, and then they'll be a brand lover for life just doesn't work anymore.